All right, we are back. This has been a long time going in our recording. Probably close to a year. I think
Close?
I
I
think
think
it's
it's
over a
beyond.
year. I
It's
think
over a year.
It's been over a year, and we have a lot of stuff to talk about here. On
I went to Japan twice. All right. I went to Japan twice in between the
like I
time.
said, yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while, and we finally got a chance to do this recording because we have a lot to talk about. But welcome back. This is the Absolute Zero podcast, right? A special recording, I guess you could call it that, right?
Every recording is a special recording.
Yeah, every recording special, but it's all right. But this is special because it's been over a year since our last recording. So,
Fair
like
enough.
I said, I am the Macho King, Shenanigator, the Learning Tree, right? The Great Muda. And then we have over here
Unqualified gamer.
that's right, my tag team partner, Unqualified Gamer. And we also have our other host right here.
Righteous Dad.
That's right. That's right. Righteous Dad is here. And like you said, we got a lot to talk about, man. There's a lot to talk about. We're gonna go back to this time last year.
Ooh, yeah.
The presidential election.
Wow.
Ooh, man. Because
So
What a kick in the pants, buddy.
the presidential we're going back to from November 2024, and to be honest with you, election night, that we before that, let's go back. Before that, we had talks about it, and we seen it. We knew that Trump was going to get elected back in.
Yes.
Even though, like I said, I didn't vote for him. No,
I didn't.
but we seen it on the wall from just society in general and
Yeah.
how that was going.
It basically on the way that people were looking at Kamala Harris, and I thought she was great. But a lot of people, some of the people out there, this country is not ready for a woman president. And I'm saying it doesn't make a difference,
Yeah,
And
yeah.
here we are.
Well, it kind of proves the point that I feel that Americans entirely don't care about policies because again, there's a lot of us. Like, you got 60% of Americans that are illiterate. They can't read.
Right.
I mean, that plays a huge factor in how people, like, they vote based upon how they feel and not based upon like what will benefit them entirely. So when it comes down to miseducation and just basically them just being like people just not advocating on the idea of just bettering themselves, like, academic, not even just academically, just the basics things, it leads into, well, the decisions that we have today. Like, that's what it really boils down to. At least, I mean, this is what I just kind of just observe, just from last year all the way up to this point, and even just through all the decision making that people have made, and now people are like finally starting to open their eyes. Like they're finally opening their eyes because now it's like, man, it's really hurting me. I feel like I said, the concept of like America entirely currently right now, and it's probably have always been there, is the fact that we're selfish. We don't care about anybody else but ourselves. And until it affects us, then that's when we start to question and care and everything.
All right, so let's go back in time, though. Let's go back in time to that day, before that. What were your thoughts going through that day, right? I mean, after the fact, the day after, and they announce it, things like that.
I
Like
would tell
what
you.
was going through your mind?
Yeah, what going through my mind at that time was I was really surprised that the amount of black people didn't vote, didn't even care. They thought it was just come see, come saw. And I was really surprised.
Yeah, I believe even in our district, I believe voter turnout was low.
Yeah.
And like I said, just some, some points here from that 2024 presidential election. 73, just under 74%, 73.6 to be exact, of citizens' voting age population was registered to vote, and 63.7% of men voted compared to 66.9% of women voted. So more women voted last year in the presidential election than men. Also, voter turnout varied by education, attained with 82.5% of those with an advanced degree voting compared to 77% of bachelor degree holders and 52.5% of high school graduates voting. So that's based off of, educational backing. Some voter methods also varied, with 39.6% of people voting in person on election day compared to 30% that did the in-person voting before election day, and then 29% that voted by mail. Did that play a role? I mean, voting in, because I know that people were big on, especially with before that, the presidential election before that, the 2020 election, stuff like that. The mail-in voting was very big, became very popular, and where you had at the time when Trump's administration and stuff like that, when they were going up against it, a lot of them were against and trying to lobby against mail-in voting.
Mm-hmm.
But now they're on it. Yeah, now they're okay with it.
Well, I mean, they're with it, but then also at the same time, they still try to. Trump still try to like block it, even though it benefited them this time around.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it really is like one of those things where, like, actually, let me run back to answer your question on my thoughts on after the election. I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised because it's when I sit back and I listen and I think back during that time, a lot of people that was around me, especially when you said I'm surprised that there was black voters that didn't vote. Like that doesn't surprise me. It's because it's one of those things where I notice where the newer, well, I would say like the current generation or the newer generation, the ones that are like just becoming young adults and adults are able to vote, they don't know their history. They don't know the importance of that because they're not taught that. A lot of these programs, when it comes down to teaching about your own history, black history, has been taken out of schools. The fact that, and like I said, I'm a huge advocate on libraries because they are the foundation of information. You know, I'm a huge advocate on taking your kids to the library. You yourself should have a library card to go to the library because it has access to information, not just books and everything like that. But with that being said, the lack of actually going to libraries for information and just relying on basically Google search and AI, you're not going to learn your history behind that. And
So why would you say that?
well, why would I what why would I say like you're not going to learn your
AI?
history? AI. Oh, because AI is just it's just like an amalgamation of just everybody's thought combined into one and just tossing it out to you without any type of thought or behind it, because AI don't think, it just regurgitates. In order for you to look up or actually do research, you have to find some type of thought behind it in order to pursue it. If it's all this information is just easy, just at the click of your thumb, just going, well, what happens if this? And then AI is the first thing, because that's what Google does. That's what um, Microsoft does. All of these big, like, tech companies are pushing AI. There's no regulation with this. So the first thing when you do your Google search now is an AI telling you a synopsis of what you're looking for. But see, here's the thing though, you're not gonna get the actual information because it skims everything off of what we are feeding it to it, and then like again it just regurgitates it back to you in a way where you feel like oh well, I just learned something new. Did you though? There's no sites, there's no sources. Like you didn't really like dig into it. It was different when you actually go to the library.
So you're saying,
And doing stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Yeah.
change the subject of anything, but this is relevant to what we're talking about too. And as far as the election of last year and everything, AI has the ability to learn but it just like you say, it just gives off.
It just regurgitates. That's all.
Yeah, it just tells you what you want to hear.
It's not even it's not even like telling you what you want to hear.
Okay.
It just tells you something,
Well, okay.
and it tells it in a way where it is easily digestible. But you have to really be careful of that, especially if you're just trying out finding out things. Like with this election, what happened with this election? Elon Musk basically was a big culprit of pushing this, like having Donald Trump, people voting for him because of like the website X or Twitter, because he owns Twitter. It has just been released that all these right wing accounts, MAGA accounts, like all these accounts that supported Donald Trump, it's just been released that all of those accounts are not even from the U.S. They're from other. They're just spots from all over the world, from Greece, Australia, Japan, like all these countries, and they're bots. And see, when you have these young voters who, again, they're not doing their own research. They're on these like social media sites that is supporting Donald Trump.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
And all they have to, and like I said, all you gotta do is just say what they want. Like I said, oh man, you really want a woman to run your country? I mean, Kamala Harris, come on, Biden, like it literally went from when Biden basically stepped down, they stopped talking about him and went right for Kamala Harris. And the crazy part about it, they're asking, well, what did she do when she was she's vice president? Like, dude, do you know what a vice president does? Like, no other vice president, like, ever. No other vice president ever have ever gone to such, like, hoops and ladders as she did, because it's just, she's a woman. That's it.
Yeah. Well, there's a thing called, there's a term for that with AI. It's called AI hallucinations. You ever heard of that? No, it's a real thing. It's called, and it refers to the incorrect or nonsensical information generated by AI with high confidence. Mm-hmm. AI puts out things in high confidence because it's taking everything out. But AI doesn't know that the sky is blue. It just says the sky is blue.
Oh, okay. I understand.
See what I'm saying? So there's a thing called AI hallucinations where there's a lot of things now with AI. It might be true, but then it's like it's taking a lot of things from different spots.
Well, it's just like everything else. It tells you the truth, but it has a little bit of the lie into it too. But to accept the truth, you have to accept the lie as well.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
Yeah, like I said, the errors stem from issues with the data that it's trained on. such as what's being insufficient, being incorrect, or being biased, right?
Yeah.
Or it can result from its algorithms misinterpreting patterns. The algorithm can misinterpret patterns too.
Yes.
The algorithm's not perfect.
It's not.
It's not perfect because we're not perfect. That's
Yeah.
But people take it as being perfect because a computer or
Exactly.
something.
Yeah. It can be misidentified.
And the thing about it, and this is the reason why I say, like, I'm not surprised that Donald Trump was reelected over somebody who is qualified, somebody who did have policies, because when you have 60% of Americans who is illiterate
Yeah.
and don't even bother to actually read and just have AI tell them, hey, Chat GPT, what's so and so and so, and they take it as fact. I can't tell you how many people that I've talked to, or that I go, you do realize that's not true. Well, let me just ask Chat GPT, and it's going, wow, really?
Yeah.
You're gonna ask AI, a chat bot?
So,
But it's the confidence.
Can I
yeah.
ask you this question? How can you decipher or either tell the difference between what is true and what is not now?
I would say this: one of the things that I like to do when doing research, and because this all boils down to our education system too. The education system don't teach people how to research anymore. Like, and that's very crucial, especially especially in the most informational age of today. One of the things I like to do is I learned how to cite things. Where is this information coming from? If I hear it from one place, I'm gonna find another site that I can trust, or that's a credible to what I'm researching. And like I said, if the patterns are the same, then yes, there's truth in what you're saying. But if I research something, or if I hear something and they say, tomorrow there's going to be raining asteroids, right?
Okay.
Now, just because the way how this information is being said, it might sound believable, but see, I'm not going to take it for face value because who are you? Okay. Where are you citing this from? Are you are you a meteorologist? Like, are you, like I said, do you study? Have you studied this? All of those is questions that I have. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh, it's not true just because one person said it, but I'm not gonna sit there and trust that one source either. I'm gonna search more sources outside of just one source to confirm that, you know what, this is a possibility.
Okay.
I mean, and that's how, and like I said, that's how I learned. Like, this is how you research, this is how you do things. But there's a lot of people that don't do that because one, we're late. One, a lot of Americans are lazy. We don't want to do that work. And two, again, illiterate. Nobody's reading.
No, but we're lazy. And plus, like I said, the old ancient art of just storytelling.
Right. That now.
There you go. Our ancient thing of storytelling on how traditional ways of history used to be really taught.
We can't tell. We don't know how to tell a story.
We can't tell the story anymore because, like you said, a lot of our elders are believing the nonsense.
I know when I was growing up, my grandmother, my uncle, my great uncles, and everybody else, and uncles and everybody used to tell you about things that they had gone through and stuff like this and stuff. And it was really these things happen.
Yes.
And or either sit down and tell you stories and things like that.
And share these experiences.
Share the experiences and things like this. And like during the time when I remember when I was young, during the time when Dwight D. Eisenhower was president, and President Kennedy, and during the time of his assassination and things like that, and the turmoil that was going on, the movement that the majority of black people were going through then, and the things that I was small, like I never forget the time when Martin Luther King came to our town and went to church, and he spoke at the church, but he wasn't as powerful then as he was at later on.
Yeah.
But these are the things these things happen, and you remember these things and stuff. Like I remember him coming to the church and how packed the church was and everything, and you couldn't even get in, and the police on the outside trying to keep people away.
Yeah.
Wow. And the things,
yeah, but like I said, it also due to the lack of storytelling, well, it makes it almost seem like it's a thing of legend, because you have a lot of young people today that don't believe any of this stuff actually happened.
Yes.
Like, no, these were real people. These aren't characters.
These weren't characters.
These were real people. No matter how television or media presents these people, or has presented it, or AI presents these people now, which a lot of their estates have put an end to. Because that's what the creators of that, prompts they do. That's why a lot of that stuff is stopped. There was a but like you said, the storytelling, the storytelling, the sharing of experiences and things like that, to let people know that yes, it's real.
It's real. Yeah. And the thing about it is that, so you got a real thing about this thing, and you're talking about the election and the things like this, and you sit back and you look and you think, say, well, why is it that people, because they do not get into things like this anymore?
No.
This man should never have been, but he was there.
But he was there, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he was there.
Yeah. I'm gonna go back, Righteous Dad. I'm gonna go back to you said with black voters wasn't a lot. Actually, I think there were a lot. I think it was the same amount of black voters as it was previously. I think what happened was there's been a mass change, especially from last year, in how they perceived Trump. Actually, there were more black voters that moved to Trump,
right,
but yet remained overly in their political party. I believe Trump his support nearly doubled amongst black voters between 2020 and 2024 last year. 8% voted for him in 2020. 15% voted him last year in the election. 15% of the black voted for him. Especially for men under 50. I have, like I said, we have, and a large portion of them now are eating crow because they voted for him because of the things that they felt, more so gas prices.
But
and I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. But I'm like,
my whole thing of it is, like the majority of people who did vote, that's all they was voting for.
Well, that's majority of all of them.
Prices or food prices.
Yeah, gas prices.
They never looked at the individual.
Never looked at the individual.
They never looked at.
They never looked at the individual. They was looking at whether the gas prices go up. Gas prices and things like this are going to go up anyway.
Anyway, no matter who's in office.
No one cares who it is in office.
It's going to go up. It goes up and down. It fluctuates. Yeah. Like that's gas prices.
But gas prices of all things, and the price of eggs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That has nothing.
As if it was that's the stable thing in this whole economy is eggs.
Exactly.
It's just like having the big snow, and then everybody goes to buy out all the bread and the eggs.
Milk, eggs, and bread. Like every time it snows, milk, eggs, and bread.
But there are other things that are so more important to your body than just these things.
That can go bad.
It's
spoiled.
It's spoiled. Yeah.
But I never understood that logic. But it says a lot. That says a lot.
It says a lot. And it doubles. It doubles back into the literacy thing that you mentioned, Unqualified Gamer. It mentioned that. It doubles into that because, like I said, 54% of American adults, that's about 130 people, have a reading level below that or of the 6th grade level. You know what that means? Mm-hmm. That means it indicates that these individuals may struggle with everyday reading tasks such as understanding instructions or completing forms. Mm-hmm. Right? They can have significant negative impacts on their income, employment, and overall well-being. Now, like I said, functional literacy. Mm-hmm. Functional illiteracy is the ability to read, write, and use math skills effectively enough for everyday tasks. Like reading a bus schedule.
Right.
What did SEPTA do?
Right. Or reading a schedule, or your bus schedule.
Or understanding prescription instructions.
Or how to use a map.
Well, these are
a physical map. You can't. No one. I don't think right now they rely on.
Oh, yeah, no, they
like I said, so it's not
GPS.
complete. So it's not
GPS.
Complete
Yeah.
illiteracy.
I
think there's a functional. There's a functional illiteracy here, that, like I said, it has the basic skills to struggle to apply day-to-day tasks. I think that falls into it.
Very. It brings me up to something that I was thinking about. You remember, I think you guys were talking about one time or another about the Green Book. You remember the Green Book?
The Green Book. Yes. Yes. The Green Book. I'm well aware of the Green Book.
Black people were so smart, they said, okay, what we're going to do, we'll devise our own way of getting around.
Mm-hmm.
To avoid the sundown towns and all these other places and the place to stay and stuff like that. So
just to people that may listen to this, can you explain to them what a sundown town is?
Well, a sundown town is a place that, especially when you're traveling through in the South, like in Mississippi, a lot of the deep South is the place, and with some places in Virginia too, that during the day you were allowed to be there because you're there to serve them. But once your service was complete, you had to get out. You wasn't allowed to be there. If you were caught there, you were either they put you in jail, or either sometimes they kill you. Mm-hmm. You have, and they used to call it, you have to be out of that town if you were black, you had to be out of that town before sundown.
Before sundown.
Yeah. Yep. And
I remember. Now, can I give my age? Because they have a little reference.
No, go ahead. Yeah, to give reference. Yeah, to give reference. Yes, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm 74 years old. And I've seen it in my lifetime. We're not that far away from these things.
Well,
and they're still around.
There's sundown towns here in this state.
Oh yeah.
Of Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
There is. There is one.
There is. Yeah.
I can name one right now. You know, if I want to. I'm not going to name it. Or should I? I don't know. I'm not gonna name it.
Don't name it. Yeah. You don't have to name it.
But there's stuff here in Pennsylvania that are still sundown towns.
And they're all over the
things like that. So, like I said, So, and for those readers that don't know what the Green Book is, the Green Book is what they call the Negro Motorist Green Book.
Right.
And it was a guide published from 1936 to 1966 that listed businesses where black American travelers could safely stop for lodging, food, and gas during the Jim Crow era.
Right.
Right? So the purpose of it was to provide a way for black Americans to travel safely and comfortably across the United States, which were a dangerous place due to segregation and and discrimination. The content listed hotels, restaurants, service stations, and other businesses. And
Finish.
yeah, and the legacy, it was vital for black travelers and is considered a historical document, right, that highlights the struggle of the Jim Crow era. The guide ceased publication in 1967, shortly after the passage of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. So the Green Book. And I think you can still actually purchase,
Yeah, you can still purchase.
it's still in print. Like, it's still in print. The actual...
That I didn't know.
I think, yeah. It's still in print, so you
I
can
mean,
still purchase.
It's not the original.
It's not the
Green Book,
original. It's not the
but
original.
They do have like updates though.
They do have updates
They do have updates. So
of the Green Book.
Yeah, you can
because,
actually,
like I said, because there is still sundown towns today in 2025. There is an updated version of the Green Book.
Oh yeah. I'm new.
Especially when you, especially if you're rolling, especially if you're rolling through.
I remember my uncles, and everybody when they're traveling, they always had the Green Book. They always looked through the Green Book before they traveled, so they know exactly how far they were going to drive and where they were going to stay.
Yeah, that's the dangers.
And I grew up when I in my younger years of traveling and things like that. I never stopped on the road. I got enough gas to be able to make sure that I had enough gas to where I wouldn't have to stop to make sure that I make it to my destination. And it would be dead tired, but you still didn't want to stop, especially when you're driving down Virginia, driving down some of those roads. You guys been on.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't want to be out there in the dark for nothing.
For nothing. Yeah.
You know, and we would travel like that.
Okay.
Certain places you can eat. I never get, the places like Stuckey's.
I heard of Stuckey's.
Stuckey's and all that. Couldn't go to those places. So you have to stop on the side of the road to use whether the bathroom or whatever it was, and then keep moving.
Wow. And is it just like they said that's traveling by car? They said it's probably even harder to travel by bus.
Buses was much easier, but the thing about it was that I remember when I was real small, I was traveling with my mom, my sister, and myself. I think we were going to. We were coming to Philadelphia or either New York, one of the places. I forget which town it was. And when you driving down in the south and going north, like Washington D.C. was the point where things changed.
Okay.
Now, anything before you get to Washington, D.C., if the bus stopped there, you couldn't get off. Even to get something to eat or anything else, you had to wait till you got to Washington, D.C. Then once you got near you might be on the same bus, but the thing about it is now things change because now once you're in the northern states, you can eat and do it, at the bus stations and things like this.
Gotcha.
So DC is the Mason-Dixon line, or is that? Or
No,
that's,
No.
That's
just the thing where
the
things
point
change.
where the
The
people
point
Okay.
where the
accept things change.
where the
Okay,
ideology
gotcha.
changes.
Yeah, the ideology changed. You wouldn't do it. The bus was stopping Richmond. Richmond was a big city.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't get you. But when you got to Richmond, you couldn't get off the bus steam.
No.
Because no, we don't serve you here. You know.
Yeah.
And I mean, and this was when I was a kid.
Yeah. Yep. And I say this because now we're moving into today. So you have 1 year later in this whole MAGA administration, make America great again, but for who?
It wasn't definitely not for us.
Because this is what it's
Yeah.
this is what it's giving that they're trying to bring.
They want you to look at things and think of it as they want it back the way it was before then. Jim Crow. That's what they want. They want Jim Crow back again.
But for everybody.
But for everybody. The thing, I say it this way, and this is what I'm saying, is that they have a problem in this country. White people have a problem with African American blacks. They have a problem with us because of the fact they can't do anything with us. Everybody else came or the country, they, like the Hispanics, the Mexicans, and all, and people from South America, they came here on their own. We were brought here against our own will. From any place, from Africa, we were brought here not because we wanted to come here. We were brought here against our will, and we are just the descendants of that. They cannot take that because they can't do anything with us. You brought us here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
This country was built off of our backs. They don't like that. You can't do anything to us. What can you do? That's the reason why I always say, don't fear anything. You don't have a right. You shouldn't fear anything that they might say because they can't do anything to you anyway. One thing about it is, we're resilient. You do things to us and we bounce back. And we kind of it's just like what I think it was, who was it? Hercules, when he cut off the head of the dragon, and 3 heads grow back. And that's the way it is.
Yeah.
They think by killing us, they hung us from trees and everything else, and we're still here.
You're still here, and it's crazy. It's crazy when you say that because we get us black people. We get like pinned with being hyper violent and everything like that. But the crazy part about it is when we get called hyper violent, it's more of a reflection on them than us, because I feel that the majority of this hate comes from the idea that they know what they did to our ancestors and to us and our grandparents and our brothers and sisters. They know what they did to us. Mm-hmm. Their thought is, if I was in their shoes, I would be ready to X out everybody. But we're not like that. We're not. We're actually peaceful. The only thing we want is to leave us alone. When they said, like I said, when we built our own when we built our own communities, what did these white folks do? What did they do? They came in and destroyed because they said, well, we don't want you prospering. During the Great Depression, it didn't affect black people because we couldn't even put our money in the banks. So that's why we wasn't affected by the Great Depression.
Okay, now you're getting into something now that we get back.
We
get back to the election. Now the majority of people now, based on what you just said, it lends us back. Take us back there. Look at the farmers.
Well, yeah. Today, they're suffering.
They suffer.
And who they vote for?
Who they voted for? because thanks thanks to the president.
The blue collar workers down in Iowa that just lost all of their jobs at a plant, you know, or the I'm just saying the factory in West Virginia somewhere where or hardworking collar thing in North Carolina.
I don't.
And they vote for it.
Yeah, and I don't look. I hate suffering of any people.
Yes, because nobody should.
The farmers shouldn't be, because they are the basket of the world. They the one who feeds people.
Exactly.
One that feeds
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that during this time, they snuffed out all the black farmers. Black farmers couldn't get land. They couldn't get loans to get to continue. So what they do, they save their money.
Mm-hmm.
They saved it. So today, they're not suffering because we've always had to.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that these people thought that the very people, they trusted the people that they shouldn't have trusted. And they gave everything to them.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, that this is the way they now their farms. The very people that they voted to keep them going is buying their farms and repopulating.
Well, it's funny because like the U.S. was the number one producer of soy
Right.
until Donald Trump created a tariff war with China.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is a tariff?
What is a tariff?
Explain it.
Yeah.
You know, explain what is it? Because all of this is a part of the election too.
Yeah,
it is.
Because
Well,
he
pretty much.
spelled it out. He said that
Yeah.
this is what he was going to
said-
do.
Well, yeah. But a lot of people don't know what a tariff is. So pretty much a tariff, in simplest term, it's a tax a government places on imported goods and services. Right? So this tax can be a fixed amount, right, per unit, or a percentage of the goods value. Right? And it's paid by the company importing the product. So by increasing the cost on foreign goods, tariffs can make domestic products more competitive. That's the real addition, not Trump's definition. This is the actual definition of what a tariff is supposed to do. It makes a domestic product more competitive, but they also tend to raise prices for consumers and can lead to retaliatory or a retaliation tariff from other countries, which we have seen.
And that's what happened.
So it's not technically, it's not really a good thing. It's not a good thing.
Tariffs is a tax.
It's a tax.
Yep.
And it can residuate to the buyers.
Mm-hmm.
Because
It depends on the perspective.
on
Right.
the perspective.
A tariff can be good or bad depending on the perspective. In Trump's case, it's a bad perspective.
Because what they did, because all the money the tariffs that they pay, you have to pay for it on
The
the
consumer.
other end when you
Because what's happening is the consumer is taking
right.
We're taking it.
the tax. And,
Right.
and a lot of people who voted for Trump was main thing that was a buzzword. Tariffs. A lot of people didn't know what a tariff was until they actually figured out, oh, wait a minute. So if I get a T-shirt from another country, if I order wholesale, and the T-shirts are $5, but he puts a percentage tariff on it, so now that T-shirt, the company has to pay an extra $5? Say extra $5 for that T-shirt. It was $10 a T-shirt. That company has to make money. So guess who's going to end up paying that tax? The company's not going to pay that tax. The consumer. So wait a minute. I just paid. It used to be $8 for this T-shirt, but now it's $18. Yes. Who do you think is paying for? The consumer has to pay that. Has to pay for it.
And then on top of that, just say even like I said, what's already done is done now. So now that the tariffs are in play, and he took some of these tariffs
Well,
out.
he took it out to play it out like he never like it never happened anyway.
But see, at the end of the day, it's still up to the companies whether they're going to drop these prices, and they're not because they're just going to. Because it goes, you're already paying this much anyway. Why should we?
Well, that's a good thing now because like I said, we got into the political thing, so now we're here. We're here. So now we're getting into corporate greed.
Right.
Yep.
Right? The corporate greed. This is what this administration, this MAGA administration, it's allowed or even more of a unhinged like unhinged thing of corporate greed.
Right.
There's no regulations on it anymore. They cut a lot of it. They disbanded a lot of what they call it the big beautiful bill, which is a bunch of crap. But if people actually listened and read, they told you what they were going to do with that Project 2025. A lot of people didn't think. No, there's no way they can do that. I was like, if you give them the window, they're going to go through it, and they're going to see how far they can push it.
Right.
Now we're seeing it. They're pushing it to the extreme.
Oh yeah.
They're allowing corporations to come in and just do what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
However they want to do it, right? Like I said, corporate greed, it's playing a huge role in it now. What are some of the things, like I said, unqualified, like I said, that's
Look, like I said, just like I said, corporate greed at its finest. I mean, look, we're just one day past Black Friday. It's already been known, and they've been doing this for a while now, but it's already been known, and you could track this, that a lot of these corporations, what they do is they'll raise their prices 3 months before Black Friday and then drop the price back down to its original price. It's been recorded. That information is out there. And it's like I said, it's just greed.
Like you get
It make it look like you get a sale, but you're not. But you're not. I mean, I think more and more people are getting hip to it, but there's still people out there that will just oh, it's a deal, and it's like how, like you now you're just willfully not wanting to know, like the corporate shit. Like for me, I just don't understand how anybody who is not a billionaire is full support of billionaires or these big corporations.
But that's the thing now, right? That's also part of it, right? A large portion of the people that voted for this administration to come in, they're under the illusion that they are, or soon will be, one of those people that benefit. They think that they will be part of the 1% at some point. I've heard it with my own ears. Well, one day, I did it because one day I'm going to be just like them. I'm going to be a millionaire one day. You know, you have to be accepted into that.
Oh yeah.
That's a fraternity that you have to be accepted. That you have to be accepted into.
You have to be accepted.
There's nobody in there that's being brought in there that's self-made.
Small businesses
and private equity and all that stuff like that. You're not getting into that.
You're not getting
it. And I hear a lot of entrepreneurs that think that that's going to be them. Small-time entrepreneurs that voted for this because they think that they benefit from it. And not even the regular small-time entrepreneur. They got to realize that you're not part of that group.
Not part of it.
Because I mean, I'm an inherent believer that there is no altruist billionaire. Like you can't earn $1 billion in an honest way. You're stepping over somebody. You're stealing from people.
You ever watch the movies and segments or things like that was on? I think was it History Channel? Was it History Channel about how America?
Oh yeah. America, how America's built, like how America was built.
How America's built,
and they get right into it, right?
They get right into it, and it's always been that.
The core of it has been capitalism,
yes,
private equity, things
but
like
when
that.
they say capitalism, capitalism for them, not for you.
No,
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Small business
for everybody.
No.
You can't.
Small business does not benefit from capitalism.
You ever see the movie about the young girl, the true story about the young girl that was given some land? I think it was I forget, was it in Texas or somewhere? I forget her name.
Mm-hmm.
Black girl. And the thing of it, they found oil on her land and how they tried to strip it away from her, and they ended up, she ended up keeping the land, but she ended up selling it to Getty.
Wow.
But see, Getty gave her a lot of money, but it wasn't the amount of money that he made off of it.
No, of course not.
No. You give, like you said, and this is the reason why I say, like, a person, anybody that I talk to, and if their aspiration is I want to be a billionaire, I just disassociate myself from that. Mm-hmm. Because I feel that, look, your average person don't want to be a billionaire. You don't need that much. There's no person on this planet that needs $1 billion to live at all. Just make enough to where you're able to have a roof over your head and feed your stomach and feed your family, right? Mm-hmm. And that, I think that's what most of us want. But when you have, like,
there's an illusion.
It's an illusion. Yeah,
there's an illusion there.
Yeah.
That's been the American dream, right? The American dream. The American dream, right? To dangle the carrot in front of you.
And we're running
on
America great again. They want to look that way, but hey,
So like I said, it's the American dream is in front of you, or what they say the American dream is in front of you, and they put this in front of regular people.
They say, work hard.
And then what happens is you're on the wheel. You're moving, but you ain't going nowhere.
Nope.
And the whole time they're saying, well, just run a little harder. You'll get there. Just run a little harder.
You don't want to be like those people that just want a handout. Like,
explain that.
No, because when I hear that, like when I hear that, it just
let's go back to that because, like I said, the government shutdown happened.
Yeah.
Right? And there were a lot of people, because in part of that shutdown, SNAP benefits were cut.
Right.
And there were a lot of people, and that's what baffled me. There was a lot of people that needed those, that could have benefited and needed those benefits, that were against people getting it.
Yeah.
I'm never against anybody getting anything that's a God-given right to eat.
Well, because I'm going to tell you the reason why it was that way, because of the fact that they all thought that black people would be receiving these benefits. It really wasn't. More white families are receiving it than blacks.
Yeah. But I've heard it from everybody.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it based on that one is better than the other.
No.
But the thing about it is that they took the food right out of their own mouths.
Yeah. Well, that's what hate does. That's what it boils down to.
They took the food out of their own mouths.
Yeah, the hatred.
Right to this very day, a lot of black people that I know that was receiving SNAP and all these other things, they're not suffering. I mean, it's bad that they're not getting because of the way that people came back and said, "Look, this is not going to happen."
Yeah. And a lot of people again.
This is not going to happen. People came in and they gave them the things that they need.
But the thing is, I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed in regular, everyday people that I've heard that were against or that were okay with. They were actually looking forward to that happening. Like, how could you work every day, you pay taxes. How can you not say that? First of all, I would be upset. No government, nobody should use food as a government weapon.
Right. Absolutely.
They use food as a weapon.
Yeah.
It's a God-given right that everybody eats.
Everybody.
Yep.
I don't care how good you are. I don't care how bad you are. Everybody has to eat.
If you're part of the family, you should be fed.
Everybody should be fed.
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
That's what I would have. That's what I would. I was more upset with that.
Coming up, I was raised like that. Whatever you do, never argue and fuss and fight over food.
No.
Never. I'll buy you some food first before I.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
You should eat.
And then the whole time they had a reserve for that, just in case something like that happens, and that MAGA administration held the money up hostage.
Yep.
They used it as a weapon for political war.
And the same thing with the medicine.
Yeah.
Same thing with the medicine.
Same thing with the medicine.
How can you tell a person not to get immunized from diseases and things like this?
Yeah.
And where a flu shot. Oh, and I don't think they should get a flu shot. I don't think they should get these things. I don't think they should get what they're running rampant now with their measles.
Yeah.
Measles have made a comeback.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I think.
A lot of these diseases now are making a comeback.
Yeah, 100 years ago, it was a problem, but it shouldn't be a problem now. But yet here we are.
because we have the medical technology and we have these vaccines for a reason.
But see, you got all these people who listen to AI and all these conspiracies,
and I think what it is, like,
put worms in your brain.
There's too many platforms.
Too many voices.
Too many voices. It's too many voices. Like, I know we only do our podcast once in a blue moon, but there's the huge podcast epidemic right now. I call it that.
Really is.
There's way too many podcasts out there right now where everybody has a podcast. Right?
Now, do you heard now you heard what what country? China actually implemented a thing for their like social media. Like, anybody from China that's doing social media, they have to have some sort of degree if they're talking about finance, education, or health. No social media presence over there cannot talk about that unless they have a degree in that.
Meaning unless they show presentation that they're qualified to talk about
it. And that's awesome. That's great. Because that's a problem here. Oh, it's a huge problem. So many people just...
Well, we have a lot of celebrities that are speaking on things.
Yeah.
That aren't qualified to speak on any of it.
And it's different because they're not talking as if I'm putting my opinion out there.
No, everybody speaks in absolute.
They're speaking in absolute. With no facts behind it. No facts. No facts behind it. No evidence.
What's that the artist thing?
Nicki Minaj. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And including the guy, the guy from Virginia Beach.
Yes. What's his name?
Okay.
I can't remember.
From Virginia Beach, huh?
Yeah. He's a gospel singer too. Yeah.
Wait a minute. I know that Nicki Minaj said some things. And
Yeah,
stuff like
and
that.
he
Yeah.
said some things too that I really, I mean, I don't know where he was coming
Well,
from.
see, I'm gonna call it like it is.
You know.
It's a lot. I feel that when you get these celebrities that are talking this thing like Nicki Minaj and all, it's a form of grifting. It's like I said, I honestly don't believe that they believe what they're saying, but they're getting paid. It just, hey, I need to be in the limelight. I need to say something. That, and like I said, this is the issue that we have when it comes down to social media and just the way how these people run. Any publicity is good publicity. It don't matter. Long as they get some sort of shine, they will say anything, even something reactionary like that.
Yeah, come on. I mean, are you
Yeah.
that disillusioned that you don't even know anything about
Yeah.
your own?
But see, like again, that's
Your
they
own life
again, but they
history
don't
or
care about
anything.
that.
They don't
though.
care about it.
They only care about what they worship is the dollar. That's it. And see, for people,
I think it was mostly
Yeah.
talking about the level, you know, what is it? Oh man, I had a brain freeze here.
No, you good.
you good. Yeah.
What the
I'm trying, equality and
oh DEI.
yeah,
DEI.
DEI,
Okay.
diversity,
When it
equity,
comes-
inclusion. Yes.
And when it comes to things like that, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's how I made it because it couldn't. There is no equality in getting things, jobs and things. I came through when things were tight.
Mm-hmm.
When I served in the army, I was competing with West Point. They had everything there. If I would not have made it if it had not been for DEI.
Mm-hmm. Or what is now called DEI.
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
now called DEI.
Yeah.
Well, they say they got rid of affirmative action. They got rid of affirmative action. They got rid of DEI. And the crazy part about it, right?
So technically, like I said, DEI has been around
It's been
Yeah.
around
for a while.
They just changed the
They just
name.
changed the name.
Yeah, they changed the
But-
name.
But it's been around. But it's
Yeah.
been around for a while.
It's been
Yeah.
around.
But-
It's been around ever since we're fighting. These things, that's what they fight. These are things that people died for.
Yep.
For equality. The thing about it is that if you look at the whole scenario of things and how it looks, when black people had their own, we'd rather have our own. Just give us equality.
That's it.
Just give us. We'll do everything. We don't have to eat with you.
I'll be with you.
We don't have to do any of these things.
But give us equality.
Just give us
Just give-
equality.
Providing the fair treatment and access.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Fair treatment and
Fair
access.
treatment and that. That's all we ask for. They can't give you that.
No. They won't allow it because their hate won't allow it. But see, the crazy part about it is like, it's all a ploy because it works against, it works, like I said, white supremacy works against white people as well.
Oh yes.
It works against them as well. Like that's
White
the
supremacy
yeah.
is not just about against black people.
No.
No.
It's anything that is different.
It's
That
anything
is,
that's
Yes.
that it doesn't spell that it can be white supremacy and all that is not just about the way they treat just one group of people.
no. It's just,
If
it goes
it's
beyond
different
that.
the way they think, then they don't want to have nothing to do.
They don't want nothing to do with it. And which is like I said, again, they will shoot themselves in the foot. This is the reason why I say, like, I feel that American racism is, I think is the worst, like out of
Yes,
anywhere.
it is.
Because I mean, like, yes, I'm not saying over in Europe, I'm not saying in Europe they don't have racism. No, they got racism over there.
Oh yes.
But they're not racist enough to where they shoot themselves in the foot and say, I don't want health care because I don't want this black person getting health care. Like, we will do that.
Yes.
It baffles me every time. Like, when like, I mean, I'm not trying to go all the way back, though, but it's just like,
was their world was antebellum.
Okay. All right.
Antebellum. Their world was antebellum.
Okay. Okay. The antebellum.
And that's what they want. They still want antebellum.
That is,
You know?
but not realizing that, like,
Yeah.
like I said, you're
Well,
not going.
Well, and by the way, just to give people some historical points on what the antebellum, because again, we're here to educate, right? We're here to educate.
Okay.
Our people that's listening, we're to educate. The antebellum South began or extended at the conclusion of the War of 1812, right?
Right.
All the way to the start of the American Civil War in 1861.
Absolutely.
So that's the era that we're talking about,
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
So just to give clarity, because a lot of people don't know. If you go to a school today and you talk about, even to some adults, and you talk about the antebellum, so they have no idea what you're talking about. They think you're talking about a doll.
Yeah.
No, Annabelle, right? No,
Annabelle.
not Annabelle, antebellum.
Antebellum.
But that's just to give some clarification on what that is, because like I said, we're here to educate, right?
Now,
The importance.
But see, antebellum is still here.
Yes,
MAGA is antebellum.
and it's affecting everybody.
But it's
Yeah.
affecting everybody though. See, this, like I said,
It's like
the new
during
like,
antebellum, all black folks wasn't slaves. The majority, yes.
Well, here's the thing. Exactly. Well, here's the thing. From historical standpoints of antebellum, many slaves living in cities worked as domestics,
Absolutely.
right? But others worked as blacksmith, carpenters, shoemakers, bakers, and other tradespeople, right? Often slaves were hired out by their masters,
Absolutely.
some for a day, or some for up to several years.
Yes.
Sometimes slaves were allowed to hire themselves out. Amazon, right? All that stuff.
Absolutely. And
Warehouse, big giant warehouses. The what you call it? The data centers.
yeah, data centers. Yeah.
the biggest white slaves in this country were the Irish. They were slaves.
Yeah. No, that's historic. Yes, that's historical.
They
fact.
changed it. They changed it because of the fact that they look white, so we'll just go ahead and we'll make them we'll make them that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. No, that's all good.
And but I'm not trying to say that I'm not trying to talk down against them either,
No.
because they are proud people, and I respect that.
Yes. No, absolutely.
But the thing of it is that don't get it wrong, but they were too.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going back. I'm gonna backtrack to the DEI thing. So unqualified, you were saying something about DEI, or you wanted
Yeah.
to mention something.
So yeah, like so going back to the DEI conversation, like it's apparent that our mayor, Charles Parker, just rolled back a DEI program where minority owned like contractors it's not like you said, basically it's supposed to be a fair game, because again, before these programs was implemented, it was nothing but white contractors taking up all the jobs. Didn't matter if they was good or not. It was no, they just say we don't want no minority, no women, no black people to work. So that's the reason why we have these programs coming in. And in Philly, when you do when they had like citywide like contract work, they had to hire at least one minority contractor, like they have to own the actual contract work. Well, she just rolled that back, saying that basically it's unfair, and the fact that we should just hire the best. But see, it's again like you were saying,
There is no equality.
there is no equality when it comes to that. That's why those programs are in. And see, these people, and it, like I said, it really is like I said, it raises the head on like Cheryl Parker being the first black female mayor of Philadelphia.
Well,
Like, why would you roll that back?
I disagree with what she done, you know, and everything. But she has her reasons, you know, whatever it might be, and that part I don't agree with. But I have seen in with the things that I've seen in my experiences in working, because I worked in these areas where they were feeling like that companies would come in and they would turn part of another company that they have over to their wives. And it's the same company. But and a lot of that was happening, and it still happens. Right? There's a lot of them would turn their, and their wives don't know anything about the company. It's just the name only.
His name, yeah.
And so a lot of that happened, and it happened a lot in Philadelphia, and it happened a lot in the state. That has happened that way. A lot of minority contractors or black contractors and women-owned contracting companies suffered the kind of madness. You know, and either a lot of times that a lot of black contractors and things like it can't get the equipment.
Can't get, yeah.
And or either if they lease the equipment, it costs them a lot of money. It costs them more than what it would be to do the job. So there is no level ground when you come to that.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I agree when it comes down to stuff like that. But taking it out completely or not modifying it or going into trying to fix certain loopholes with that, like this, like I said, like that. That's kind of like what I have against like a lot of government choices when it comes to that. It's not just I'm not pinning it just on one person. This is like the whole process when it comes down to affirmative action and DEI wouldn't exist if these people were doing the right thing to begin with.
Absolutely.
And these programs, even though yes, the idea is to make the grounds equal, but when you write it in, when these same people who don't want you as a, because you're black or because you're a woman, because you're a minority, you're not the white man, basically. These same people are writing these in loopholes. Like hence the reason why, like I said, when they talk about DEI and they, the one of the most contradicting phrases when going for DEI is they always pin it to like, well, black people just went on and and it's like not realizing that the majority of people that benefited from DEI is white women.
Yes.
When it comes down to affirmative action, especially when you talk about universities and colleges, it wasn't black people that benefited from that. It wasn't. And like I said, that's the reality of it. And like I said, and the reason why I am like kind of like, wow, you got rid of this program, but yet it's like it's alarming because like the history of that program, why it was there and implemented in the first place, and if there is loopholes with people abusing that, you should be able to try to create something that will actually help people instead of just big corporations or big people who knows the game to abuse that. It's sort of like the same thing. Like it's sort of like it's the same thing when it comes down to with like the SNAP benefits and people going, well, I don't want X person to abuse the system when they have like 5 kids and they're using my tax dollars to buy shrimp and lobsters and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's like you're talking about less than a fraction of a percent that people who use the SNAP benefits would do that. I would not take away something because a small portion of people will use it. And I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it's on that. it's sort of like on that same track. I know it's like two
Don't
different levels
abuse
though.
They don't abuse the mass when there's a few that's doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, to punish the few that do it.
Punish the few that do it, but like but like don't abuse the whole mass, and that's that's what kind of upset me when I heard about the rollback of that program, because it's like, okay, cool, I understand that people did abuse that, but what are you doing, like rolling it back and not implementing anything else after that? That's not helping the problem, because now you just took. You just put the ball in their court, and now who to say, like, rather X contractor is better than that contractor based upon somebody's differences or based upon somebody, because that's how it was beforehand. Beforehand, we're not giving you this contract because you're a woman, because you're black, or because you're gay, or you might be an atheist. Like it's so many different variables with this. And I think it is a very dangerous position to roll back something that was beneficial, even though, like people did abuse it. Like the people who knew the game abused it.
Very few.
Yeah.
Like you said, but I mean, who didn't abuse it before? Like you said, white folks has always been abusing whatever system's been put in place. They've always been.
Yeah, because they created the system.
What I'm saying, they created the things to abuse it. So it's just that when a few people get a hold of the game, once you recognize the rules, let's go back to.
See, I remember. I mean, I even when you guys were small, we used to talk about these things. What is the most hardest thing to get rid of or to do to disassociate you from? A system. Yeah. Once a system has been established, it is very hard to. It takes God to get rid of a system.
Yeah. It is. Once it's established,
And what happens is that, just like I said, the field that you're operating on is never level. If you level the field out and everything is going honky-dory, they would create another rule or situation to make it in their favor. Change the rules up. Well, no, you can't do this now because that was when we're back here. The field is never level. As long as we're in this country, and the mindset. Because see, you have to understand the system was created over 2,000 years ago. Europe has always been that. That's where it came from. It wasn't started here with the Native Americans. Native Americans, they were pretty much on their own. They just said, "Look, just give me my territory, and you stay out of it." Pretty basically, all the Native Americans that live here, they respected that.
They respected the land. They
respected the land. They respected the animals. They respected everything.
They never took anything excessively.
So it had to have, the system that you're talking about now had to have been brought here. And it was brought here back here, when Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Or when the Vikings came over and all these other people just came in. And it wasn't very much the Vikings.
No. Well, Vikings, like I said, Viking is not really, it wasn't really a race. It was just, it was a congregation of just different
groups.
Yeah, different groups. Yeah. It was just stationed in that Icelandic region.
Yeah. But my point is that when when the people when they came here, then all of them said that they were Christians and everything else, but they had other things and motives in mind. They came here from a country, man, that ostracized them there. So they came, and they were glad to put them on the ships and send them here. Come here, and it's the same thing. They just bought what they was involved with there. But isn't it that way now that every time that you level the field, they change the rules and the regulations and everything?
But
else,
yeah, you can go back to the stock market.
Yeah.
Right, when with a couple of years ago around COVID with the AMC, the GameStop,
Yeah.
stock market thing, the pump and dump schemes, NFTs. Like I said, well, let's get into the cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's still here.
These are new ways of fortifying the system. You know, and what is that? What president in this country has ever set up in his own in the White House of selling gold, bitcoins, and what all this other stuff? Nobody. Here it is.
Here it is. Yeah.
Here it is. Because there was one time that a president couldn't have anything. He couldn't have he could businesses or anything.
No private equity.
Yeah,
no, he
no
couldn't.
private equity.
Because he was a servant of the people.
Right.
Yep.
What still is the president's position is a servant to the people.
Mm-hmm. But see, all of this stuff was stated and it was put out when Kamala Harris was running. She spelled it out. That this is what's going to happen. This is what this man is looking for. He's looking to find his own interest in his own pocket and the people that he supports, that he's working for. He's not working for the people of the country. He's not.
No.
Never have.
Yeah. No, you're right.
He never have worked for this country. He's not. His interest is not for this country.
Yeah.
Whether you're white, black, or anything else,
No.
he is for the rich. Now, if you happen to be black and rich, you're good. You're all right. Yeah,
Ain't too many.
but it's not that many.
We talking about money, not
Yeah, nah.
$100,000.
We're talking money.
We ain't even talking about a few million here
Like,
and there. We
he got
talking-
his face in his own money.
Now, but you hear things. Hear things now that you hear that it's racist and all. Yes, he is. He always been. So what's new?
Yes, that's not new.
What's new?
That's not new. Like you
There
said,
were many presidents that was racist.
oh yeah. Yeah.
But
Lord.
they weren't idiots. You know.
Yeah. No. When we get into the thing about systems and stuff like that, so we talk about systems and things like that, and with this whole creation of ICE. Yeah. So what like if you seen it, if you live long enough, you get to see it the second time. This is something, even though I didn't know, and I don't think any of us has lived it to see it firsthand before.
But it has existed before.
But as I say, but it has existed, and when we look at history,
They look at history.
when I see ICE, the first thing when they presented it of what it was, first of all, it's built out of hatred
Absolutely.
and racism for a certain group of individuals, not more particularly Latino and South American and Mexican people. It has nothing to do with immigrants. That they use that term very, very loosely when immigrants meaning black and brown people. But when they introduced ICE in general, the first thing that came to my mind was the Gestapo.
Gestapo. SS.
Yes, the Gestapo.
It is exactly. That's where that's where it's always been. And you can even go back further than that. Let's go back to back in history to Rome.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Rome established that.
The initiative of,
The
of,
initiative.
of a private police state
Of a private police state.
that has no jurisdiction.
Just like the private police state in Rome, that the military, the army that supported Rome supported the emperor. Only in Rome. They had other units that was out, branched out, and there was part of the army, but they were not a part of the Roman. That's how they failed.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the same ideology.
Mm-hmm.
The same ideology
Yeah.
there that the Nazis came up with,
Mm-hmm.
and now it's here in America.
Yeah. And when you see it now, they have full blown commercials for ICE.
Sure.
Join ICE. We'll give you $50,000 and which is very ironic. They'll cancel all your school debt. Cancel all your school debt when they.
And where did that come from? They did the same thing in World War II.
Yes.
They did the same thing in the Korean conflict. They did the same thing in the Vietnam conflict.
Mm-hmm.
I can go on and on.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same thing.
When
What president needs to have his own police force? That's what it is.
Yeah.
He creates ICE to throw on. So well, they just like what was the 300 Spartans. He said,
Yeah.
"Oh well, no, the 300 they are my soldiers."
Yeah.
It's exactly the same ideology.
Yeah.
The only difference is it's, like I said, it's made up of, like I said, a bunch of other racist
Absolutely.
idiots.
Yeah, people who have failed.
Yeah.
And
A lot of
being failed in being a good cop
yeah.
or being any kind of a cop.
Yeah. Or failed at
Or failed
being
to be in the military in some kind of way.
they're psychologically unhinged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the people they attract. So in actuality, they are actually really paid thugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
But see, it's initiated by this man because of the fact that he feels that he has to be in quote words emperor. I'm the king.
yeah.
Like I said,
And like I
he's
said,
not- he's the king.
and you have and everybody else that participate, because participation is key. So the people that is participating in this should not be absolved for any of this, because when it's all said and done, because they know that their time is ending.
Oh yeah.
We'll get into that too, because they know that their time is going to end. So, and when it does, so is all of this other stuff is happening. ICE is going to fold. It's all going to fold. and then a lot of people are going to go to prison because a lot of this stuff is criminal.
It's criminal.
Constitutionally.
It's illegal.
Constitutionally, it's illegal and it's criminal. And the people that participate in this, I would never sign up to be an ICE agent. I could.
Well, nor can I, because you have morals.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could never do
But
it.
but there are so many.
But there are so many
that-
people out
that
here
don't have morals.
That don't. And,
Don't care.
and
As long as you pay me.
and then what happens when it folds? They're going to be one of the first ones to get punished for it.
Yeah.
For what they did, because
Well, the people who initiated, they don't care. As long as they don't come after them, I mean, that's
well, like I said,
they already have a scapegoat in hand.
well, yes. Yeah, they already
They already have a scapegoat in hand.
yeah.
So yes, you can get the idiots, because the thing of it is, why you think that in a lot of areas, man, that that they declined. I mean the work. Labor. It's not there. I remember when I was growing, when I was a teenager and in my younger years. When I worked at different places, I can go to get a job, and things don't work well too good, and I get fired. And the same day, go to somewhere else and get a job. You can't do that now.
No.
Before the day out, I would have probably have about 2 or 3 different companies calling me up, saying, "Hey, can you come and work for me?" Can't do that now.
No.
And I have been in situations whereby at one time in my engineering career, I have seen where I worked on projects where they were paving highways, roads, and things like that. And the people, because of the blacktop and the stuff that they put down and stuff, and the steam and the heat, because you had to do it in the summertime and stuff like, only blacks were on it. They were the workers. You never saw a white person on it. You saw a white person on a job like it, man, you'd been crazy. Then one day they came up with it and said, well, you got the unions came and said, look, you got to pay them more money. Next thing you know, you see the job, you have about 4 or 5 white guys on the project. And you may have some Hispanic people out there, have no disregards to them.
No.
Yeah, or either it didn't have to, but you find no blacks. And that's the way it is. And now you won't find a black on a paving project anywhere anymore. The people used to pick up your trash. Black people were the only one that would pick your trash up. And now you go there, you can't find a black person that picks your trash up anymore.
Yeah. Very rare. Very rare. Especially private,
Yes.
Yeah. So like,
But see, that's my doubt. These are all because of a system that has been set in place. And when it changes, we don't do that anymore. No, it just changed the name.
Just change.
Yeah, it just changed the name. It's still the same thing.
All you did was just switch a mask, but you're still the same demon behind it.
That's the reason why I was saying in the overall things, like as I said, when we are fighting, we as black people have been fighting all of our lives. We have been fighting all of our lives. So the things that are happening now is not our fight. Not to say that you don't be, don't turn your guard down.
Yeah.
Always be aware of where you are. What I don't know. When I grew up, even here in Philly, you always said tell you so when you go there, always know your surroundings.
Yeah.
Don't turn your back on nothing. But the thing of it is, it's not your fight. It's not your fight. This thing is these systems and things. It's very hard to fight. You have to pick your fights. You have to know when to fight. You have to know that's the reason why we rely on God a lot. You've asked God really to guide you, to lead you, to understand, give you understanding and clarity. You step back. Sometimes you step back and you keep your mouth shut and you see everything that goes on around you.
Yeah. Seriously, yeah.
Shut up.
Yep. Now you mentioned how black people going through things and how we resolve things and resilience, and sometimes it feels the things that happens to us can be a bit supernatural.
Yes.
At most, I finished watching a series called Them.
Okay.
Them, and in Them, there's a lot of, like I said, there's things, a lot of turmoil that happens, but there's also supernatural things too that happens in the process, which leads me to think that this thing, like I said, I've always known it, but it's becoming more and more prevalent that it's becoming more and more of a spiritual war.
Oh yes.
Well, people are more. I put it this way: people are recognizing it now. They're recognizing it as more of a spiritual thing because the system or the ones that created the system knows exactly who we've always been.
Mm-hmm.
And then we are just learning who we are.
We just learning, but the thing about it is, if you look at the thing, we have been caught in a lie for over 2,000 years. We've been caught up in a lie. We've always been taught. We've been taught that Jesus is white, long hair, blue eyes. It's not true. But if you look at common sense, we fail. How can you blind yourself from common sense?
Mm-hmm.
But we have been.
Yes.
What they used to call it, hoodwinked and
hoodwinked and bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Yeah. Right.
That's what we have been. They put blinders up in front of our face, and we said, oh, okay, the blinders there, but the blinders now is being removed.
Okay. Yeah.
It's blinders and now you got. How is it? And it has to be spiritual. How is it that is one race of people that is hated in the world? How is it? If Satan don't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the one is always going to push,
It's in
for so long, right?
It's in the Bible. God said you will be separated, and you will be in bond, and nothing nobody can do anything about it, because anything you try, anything you do, you're going to be there. But I'm gonna let you know. I'm paraphrasing
Yeah.
and the whole thing. No, just like, but God said, "I still love you because of the fact that because you you disobeyed my orders. This is the reason why you're going through this thing. It's coming to an end. See, because
So
anything that God it has an ending. It's coming to an end.
The curse,
The curse.
Deuteronomy.
Yeah, Deuteronomy. Thank you.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But they told you something else.
Yeah.
The way that they thought, in the way it's all wrong.
Okay.
It's all wrong.
Mm-hmm.
They are petrified of us because of the strength that God has given us. That's the reason why we're resilient.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't care. We're the black race, but the thing of it is, we can change everything. We're the only race that we can have different colors in, right in our families. And you say, well,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they can't do that.
The most influential people on this planet.
And they are petrified of this. This is the thing. These are the things that is real. It's right.
Yeah. Like I
right
said,
before
we may not know
We-
fully who we are, but there is
Yes.
something out there.
Yeah, oh,
There's
yeah.
someone out there that does know.
that does know.
They out there and they still know, and that's
And
why they're just trying to divert it.
And that's the reason why the Ethiopians know.
Mm-hmm.
The West Africans know. The people on the other side, they know. On the east,
Okay.
they know. Because that's where we come from.
Yeah.
The people down in South Africa know. And we're beginning to know, and they're scared to death.
Yeah. So like I said, I just put it the Black American is the most special.
Yes.
Like I said, the Black American is the most copied individual throughout the whole world. From style.
That you said that. When you go to the beach in the summer, over 70 to 80% of the people on that beach is of white, of European. I say of European nature.
Mm-hmm.
They want to look like us. They're grilling in the sun. Just take a spatula and turn them over. You know?
Yeah.
They're grilling in the
Yeah.
sun to get black like us. Our music. That's like if you ever look at that movie Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says a lot.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie, but it says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want our music. They take our music, they change it around and everything. Just like I said, country. They're talking about country music. Country, well, that's a white woman. No, it wasn't.
No.
Black people created country music.
Yes.
Original cowboys are black. That's why they call them boys. That's why it's in the name.
Yeah.
Cause ain't no white man calling another white man boy.
Yeah.
It's in the name.
Yeah.
What's in the name?
Like
There's a lot. in
that.
the
No,
name.
that's why I say know your history. Read
Yeah.
up. Know your history. Know where you come from. We invented hockey. The first people to play hockey were black.
Lacrosse, Native American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it started off
It
as
was
a
a
war.
war game.
It was a
It was
war game.
It was a war game. Yeah. They played to the death.
Yes.
What is it? Rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy metal.
Yeah.
They were all created by black people, And it's crazy how they took that and said, nah, that's white music. And then the uneducated, the black people that don't know the history will hang on to that and says, why you listening to that white music? And it's like, do you realize that we created this?
And I could, well, I'm gonna have to say, I was into that too, because I grew up on country music. My father loved it.
Yeah.
I used to hear it in the house all the time. And we didn't hear anything else a lot in the country. So I learned how to sing country C&W before I did anything else.
Yeah, but that, I mean, it makes.
But
yeah.
But the thing of it is, but if I say that, they say, well, how in the world? Listen, this is what we do. My grandmother used to play the guitar, country western.
Yeah.
Old box guitar. You play country music.
Mm-hmm. It's somewhere, like you said, somewhere within that diaspora, we forgot where we forgot where it came from, and then society has boxed us into just one category. That this is what y'all, and it's like no, like we every form of entertainment that is out there has always been on the backs of black people. Every form of entertainment out there.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah. No, you're right. They said country music, things like that, everything. But
But see, all of these are part of systems.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. One system.
One system. Yeah.
One system.
But it just like I said, it can be changed, but only by God.
Only by
God will change it because it's not a part of Him. These things was not supposed to be. Everything that is happening there is it's in defiance of His orders of things that should be.
You know what? Why you just saying that? A thought just came. It just came to me, and I'm just like you said, it's because everything happens in due time.
Yes.
We talk about the story, and I thought about the story of Adam and Eve of eating like the eating from the tree of knowledge, and how God told them, "Don't eat the fruit from the tree of knowledge." And it's not like Him just saying it because He don't want you to be knowledgeable. It's too much at one time.
Too much at one time. There you go.
Eventually, you will gain
cannot-
this, but you can't have it all at once.
You can't. Yeah.
And I think what's happening today, and this kind of rolls back to what I said beforehand with people being illiterate, right, and not doing their research. What it is today is too much information at our disposal, in our hands. That's why I said, and that kind of goes back to what I said beforehand. The reason why I said having libraries is very important, because even though libraries has information, but you get information at your own pace. Mm-hmm. You have people that work there that, because a lot of people don't know this, you gotta have a degree to even be a librarian. And to be a librarian, that degree is not just you checking out books. You are a professional researcher.
yeah.
And I implore anybody, and this is the reason why I say, go to your local library. Because instead of going on Google, because it's like, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're gonna be subjugated to anything, and that's what's happening today. You got a lot of people that don't know, and they don't know, and then when they do a quick search, that's what you're gonna get, something quick, something cheap. You don't know what you're looking for. You don't know what's the truth, and you don't know what's a lie. That's why I say go to your library, because you can go to a profession like a librarian who studies research, knows how to research, and they can guide you to the answer that you're looking for in the right means. Like even if you sit there and you're going, man, I you know what I want to do? I want to be a welder. Well, don't go on Google and type in how to be a welder because guess what? You're going to get a bunch of videos of people who don't know what it is. But how do you know?
Give their idea of what welding is.
You go to the library, somebody who studied to be a researcher, and ask them, hey, what are the steps I need to become a welder? Well, let's find out together. And it will show you the steps on researching how to be that welder. Books, articles, websites,
Legitimate website.
legitimate websites, not just any website, legitimate websites. And it will get you to that path. And that's like I said, you it just kind of just clicked on me just now when you mentioned about knowledge. And that is and that right there is the reason why you don't eat the fruit of the tree of knowledge because it's too much at one time.
God said that He would be the answer.
Yeah,
It's not about the tree.
it's not.
It's about Him. Being obedient. That's where we were. We were way ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We were way. I mean, in ancient times.
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about black folks. We're way ahead of our time. God had to implement things that slow us down. Yeah, you're getting too much. You're getting too much information. But the thing about it is that our eyes are beginning. And the time is near when everybody's going to get the real thing because the lost tribe is going back. The ones that is over there now are not supposed to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
The
lost
ones that are there that say that they are, but they are not.
the lost tribe, right? So he said the black. I believe the black Americans are that lost tribe.
And so I'm going to flip the script a little bit, and that's where Mr. President and all his cabinet and everything, they are afraid of that. They know.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah. Because they've been presented that.
Yeah.
They've been told.
They've been told that.
They've been told who we are.
I mean, now go back to saying the one and say, how is it that there's one race of people, and especially Black Americans?
Yeah.
Black Americans are hated more in the world than anywhere. They
Yeah.
don't care where you go because they have already been there ahead of us to spread the lie.
Yeah. Well, you have, like I said, that makes sense how the black Americans are most hated. Like I said, there's a term or word for the N-word everywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. Everywhere in the world. Yeah.
They fear you. The only reason why things like that happen is not because that we're so bad, because they fear us. Because we are the race of people that will change the world. Now look at it.
Yep. Now here's the thing. So
We will change. Well, we'll change things here in the United States.
now, like I said, is it fear that, like I said, that they would just disappear?
No, they ain't gonna disappear, but things will change. Things will change. If truth comes to you, the thing of it is that and certain things are in place, then you'll have to accept the truth of what it is. This country cannot function without us. And the reason is because this country was built on our backs.
Yeah.
This country would not have been the United States of America if it had not been for the ones they brought illegally across the waters to here. They the one who created the system. We worked the system.
Mm-hmm.
And they profited from it. Do you think it will ever last that way? No. That's like I said, we're still living in antebellum.
Yeah. Well, he said that's
Yeah, it's just presented.
It's presented different.
Yeah, the presentation.
They're good in changing the name to change the leveling of the field.
Change the level. Yeah, the playing field.
Yeah.
As soon as you understand the rules, or once you understand the rules and then play the game, the rules change.
you gotta change it. Yeah.
You gotta change the rule.
Okay, where we going to first?
Like I said, hey, pretty much I think we covered a lot.
You did?
I think we did. I think we covered a lot, man. You know.
But if we're going to end on this, I'll end on it on like this. And the thing is that we have to understand who we are. We got to stop fighting one another and start understanding one another and start doing for one another. I'm not saying that you have to agree with everything, but it is always good to understand, to agree, to disagree.
Yeah. That's one thing that I see in today's society. That's difficult.
That's difficult to do.
For not for me individually, but I'm saying for people, like as a whole.
Understand who you are and whose you are. You're talking about people who are really naturally family people. And the thing of it is that yes, we're resilient. You know, I don't care what everything that they have done to us, which probably would have annihilated a lot of other racial groups, probably would have done away with them. But with us, we've been resilient. We're still going, still fighting.
Still fighting.
Still fighting. You know, that's one thing they fear is that they can't get rid of us. As black people, they can't. And the real reason not here in America because of the fact that we didn't ask to come here. Everybody else has come here on their own, and they're catching hell. We have always learned how to adjust with the hell.
Yep. As I say, like you said, just
You know, like,
Yeah.
we have learned to adjust with it. Everything goes bad, you know, so, oh well, I guess we're gonna have to do like, you know, I give it to you just like this when I was growing up. The thing of when we got on that Greyhound bus to coming north or something like that. Well, we had a box and I had our food in it. Everybody else had to get off the bus to go eat. We have our own food.
Yeah.
You didn't have to get off, but it'd be raining. They have to go through the rain. I'll sit on the bus and eat my piece of chicken.
And guess what? You saved your money because you didn't have to pay. You know, you made it yourself.
Yeah. And that's the reason why I look at IAG Farms. I look at this black family that's homesteading, and they're doing a fabulous job about it. Everything that they owe nobody. Everything that they've already paid for, they've paid for. So if that's not God, I don't know who could it be. It can't be anybody but God.
Yeah.
No, yeah, you're right. No, you're right.
If they can do it, you can do it.
Yeah. No, how much are you willing, right, to step out?
You know, but to
Step out of your comfort zone.
Step out of your comfort zone and vote. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, please.
Vote.
Yes.
Vote, 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 vote.
Especially your local elections.
Yeah. Whomever you vote for, just vote. I don't care. I can't tell you who to vote for.
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Nope. I can't tell you who to vote for.
But you
But exercise
listen to what the things that's going on around you. Listen.
Really listen. Yeah.
Really listen. And listen to these politicians, baby, because the politicians, I ain't thinking nothing about no, I don't like politicians. Well, these are the people that make your laws.
That makes your laws, yeah. Also,
You
I
got
want
the
to add,
life of- yeah.
These are
Yeah.
the people that
So
make
listen.
your laws. Listen to what they are saying.
also I want to add that ask yourself, what do you want out of this? If you, like I said, if you're voting, you should have a crucial idea, at least one major thing that you want out of this. And that, like I said, that's what happened during last year presidential election, where whoever you vote for, what do you want out of this? What policies do you want to benefit
And
from this?
when you have
And everybody that I asked, I'm talking about 90% of the people that I asked, they couldn't tell me
they can't tell you because they're not listening.
because they don't know.
They
They
don't
They
know.
never asked that question. They never had that question. That's why you get people calling out gas prices stuff. Listen, if gas prices is your only worry, I envy you. Like, because I wish that was my only concern. Gas prices. Because if gas prices is my only concern, I live in a really good life. I am.
Gas prices or price of eggs. That's what
But
Lord God Almighty.
ask yourself challenge yourself. Ask these hard questions. What do you want?
Yes. If the politician stands on his box and he says something, then you should question it.
Yeah.
Well, what if? That's always the big question. What
Yeah.
if?
What if?
And the thing of it is that if you can answer that question, then you should be the one to get that vote.
Exactly.
What if?
Yep.
Yep. There you go. What if? Right?
What if that's the biggest question? If anybody can answer it, what if?
What if? Yeah. There you go. So that's I think that we're gonna end it. We're gonna end this session with that question. Like, what if, right? What if? So, like I said, that is the Absolute Zero podcast. We're gonna try to do one a Christmas special. That's gonna be very interesting. That's gonna be very interesting.
Oh boy.
Because we're going to talk about
The most consumer based.
what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about. They said our Christmas special. Like I said, we're going to talk about it. It's been split, but you can't choose both.
You can't choose.
You have to choose one. So stay tuned for that. We ain't gonna get into that, but that's our Christmas special. We'll get into that. But anything you need to close out with, Unqualified Gamer?
If you want some good gaming content, go follow me on TikTok, Unqualified Gamer.
All right. Righteous Dad, you got anything you want to close out on?
Yes, indeed. I just want everybody to take what I just said a while ago. If you vote, I don't care what is your local things, vote. Your state things, vote. Always vote. Don't, because that's your lifeline. That's what we have to do, and if you vote, these are the things that changes the structure, levels the field. Okay.
All right. Yeah, so there you go. And I guess I'll close it out with, like you said, these things we talk about. Like I said, we're not trying to change anybody's view on anything. These are just topics and things that we talk about on a regular basis with each other, and we just want you to just listen to see this is how we view these particular things. You know. Also, like I said, when you give, don't give to get. Give because it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And that's what we're giving. Like, we're giving our points of views and our opinions, because that's what they are. And like I said, you could enjoy it. You know, I hope you enjoyed it and just listen to it just for the sake of just listening to see how other people in this world think. You know, but that's how we're going to end it, though. So from the great Muda, aka Shenanigator Jay, from Unqualified Gamer, from Poor Righteous Dad.
Go visit your local library.
We're closing out. Thank you for listening to the Absolute Zero Podcast.